Hey, you guys. I'm just working on this old Corvette right here. You know, you guys have been asking for metal work and all that stuff. Well, I don't practice no more, man. I'm not going to cut something apart and let it rust just to make this video. So this is what I got going, and this is where I'm at. One of the reasons you should put me to work for you is because I don't waste any time, and I'm pretty precise, and I understand the technique and the process it takes to get the cars out the door at a high luster, fit, finish, all of it. Well, one time I was on the movie down there in Miami, Too Fast, Too Furious, you know, and the guy, Alford, he was the special effects captain. Anyway, he showed up and had a bunch of union guys that wouldn't get out of the truck because it wasn't in their job description. And I'm standing around with a bunch of guys in flowery shirts and Starbucks coffee and all that good stuff, you know. And my first day on the job down in Hialeah, you know. And anyway, so the crane operator standing there with his thumb in his ass, and I walked over to him and said, you know, you need somebody to swamp for you? He says, yeah, man. I said, well, I got a little oil field experience, and I got all my fingers, so we figured I'd swamp for him. Anyway, he dropped a hook out in the middle of the parking lot. I put my foot in, and he picked me up and set me on top of the container. I strung the cables to the corners. We set it on the ground and did that twice, and I was done. Well, after that, Al DeSaro was my buddy. You know what I'm saying? He owned the 3 big Peterbilts and the machine shop and everything else. And anyway, about 2 days later, he told me when he brought stuff, he brought a whole machine shop, fabrication, portable, everything. And then he brought a hot dog roller and a popcorn machine and had craft services fill up one room. And that was for his guys. So in the middle of the night, they could eat no matter what time of the day or night we worked. So anyway, he told me, he said, man, he says, all that stuff, just treat it like it's yours, you know? So I did. I went over there and ate and whatever, anytime I wanted, you know, treated it like it was his.
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs, baby. Links, you know? Anyway, so, anyway, a couple days later, we're having a production meeting, you know, before we get started. And old Al DeSaro was pretty salty, you know. He was motherfucking everybody up one side and down the other before the day started, you know. And I couldn't keep a straight face. I start to smile and laugh. Anyway, he looks at me and he says, I'd have hit you right in the mouth. And I reached back behind me and grabbed a chair and slid it up in front of him. So here, stand on this. And after that, the whole crew just about fell out laughing. And after that, me and Al were just good. We're golden, you know. And he's passed now. May he rest in peace. But man, what a fun guy to be around. Man. I got that old man's truck, and that old CIA agent lives up the street, old colonel in the army. That's it. He told me, the reason he likes that truck is they bolted a 50 cal on the back of one when he was overseas, and he says the truck never quit, but the 50 cal did. Anyway, the Jaguar over here belongs to a lady that her husband died. He was a doctor, and this was his toy. Well, I've been trying to get it running for it. It needs carburetor work, and I've got carburetor kits and everything, but it needs some machine work in the carburetor, so I don't want to send them to nobody and then not get them back. Their numbers matching, so I'm going to take them to Florida and have them fixed and bring them back with me and not let them out of my possession. But this is a little junk car that I ended up with on a deal, this little Genesis, you know, it was wrecked. I put it back together. Somebody needs a car, there it is. But anyway.
Didn't you try to sell that car the other day?
I tried to sell that car the other day, and I'm standing there and I walk out there on Sunday with my shorts on and fired up, and this lady standing there looking at it, and it never did. I mean, I drove it 2,500 miles, didn't have an issue with it, and all of a sudden it just started steaming. I thought it caught the grass on fire underneath it. So I jumped in it and backed it out of the way, you know, and opened the hood. The damn air compressor for the damn air conditioning just gave up, and all the Freon came out and it smoked. And I just turned around and looked at her and said, well, I guess you're not going to buy it, are you? You know, so that was the end of that. But anyway, how was that close? I got a project that I bought some artwork from a guy named Steve Stanford. You all know who he is. And I've been working on this thing for a couple of years. And this was something that my mom, before she died, I bought it. You know, she was the only one that was going to suffer from me spending the money on the artwork. So I went to her and asked her about it. I said, hey, Mom, you know, should I buy the artwork or not? She said, son, just do what you want to do. And we never suffered for it, but I was thinking about it, you know. Anyway, I bought this artwork from Steve Stanford to build I just liked the drawing when I saw it. And if nothing else happens, I'm going to end up with a badass shop truck. You know, that's where it all comes from. But I wanted to build value into it because of the fact that it was designed by somebody like Steve Stanford. This piece of artwork has already been displayed at the Peterson Museum in Los Angeles. You guys have seen it, but you haven't seen the inside of it, but you saw the actual drawing. This is the actual drawing and a letter from Steve. And
hold that letter up right there.
I have. It is a letter from Steve, and I have bought all the parts to do this. I got 2 trucks. I'm going to build a custom frame. I've got an independent rear suspension out of a GTO that I'm going to use for the rear, and it's going to be a custom aluminum steampunked frame rails, and there will be aluminum honeycomb on the inside and vacuum bag with epoxy resin in between everything. So it's going to be we're going to make it look antique like it came from 1962, but it's going to be the high-techest frame that you could possibly have, and it'll be one-off. It's not going to be just an Art Morrison chassis like everybody else is doing. But anyway, this is the artwork.
What would it mean for you to get that project done, Russ?
Man, it mean I have a badass truck if I can still have my name on the pink slip.
Yeah, but what would it mean to your mama?
This building this for my mama. I always wanted her to ride in it. You know what I'm saying? And she's gone now, but. I think this is all part of her plan, to tell you the truth. Somebody up there likes me, and she's there, so I'm figuring it's probably her, my biggest fan. But,
maybe your only.
Maybe my only fan. My fucking friends, you know? My friend. But anyway, this is the inside study that Steve did for me. And basically, when you see the truck, it's going to come into your frame and out of your frame and look like a 62 Impala SS. You're going to sit in it and it's going to look like a 62 Impala SS. I have bought a 409 and a 4-speed engine for it, so when you look under the hood, it's going to have a 409 engine combination. There will be no computers in this car. You can't turn a screw to adjust it. It's not going to be on there. If it has any kind of computer, it's going to be in the radio. I don't know if this is going to get us, you know, I don't know if I'm going to get on the show or not, to tell you the truth. But if I could end up putting this together and with a little help from somebody that's in the business, I've got a lot of interest in it. I put it up on the website, and Steve Stanford's website, when the SEMA show was on about 3.5 years ago. And it was about a 12-second video, just showed it and just said, hey, I'm going to build this. It's a Steve Stanford original concept, and I'm just testing my skills. And I just shared it. Well, a girl named Kat Morris shared it onto Steve Stanford's personal page. It got hit 8,000 times in 72 hours from all over the world. That's how many fans Steve Stanford has. There's people that really want to see this thing fixed and finished, and I've got everything to do it. And it's all about cheese. You gotta have cabbage, you know. This is Hoax Bluff, Alabama. It's a beautiful place. People, you know, they have a lot of misconceptions about Alabama, but I was raised in California, but my heart, I was probably conceived in Alabama. Okay, and I've been here every summer for a long time. When I was a child, I got my start in a body shop 25 miles from here in Anniston, Alabama, when I was 9 years old. I'll be 59 tomorrow, and I've been doing this for 50 years, and I'm 25 miles away from where I started. I've been all the way across the country and back. I've been to Spain. I've been everywhere else, you know. Anyway, I moved up here 10 years ago to take care of my mom, and nobody thought I would do this. I was the rebel of the family, you know. I was the black sheep. They all had, you know, I could quit and go to work the next day, my talent. And my mama needed me. My uncle shot himself, and she looked me in the eye and needed me. So I moved up here, and I'm glad I did. I got 10 years with her, and she died in this house right here. I lived here for 6.5 years with her and took care of everything. I was there till the last day, last breath. But anyway, this is who I am, and this is what I do, you know. And Utah sounds good right now because it's about 105 out here, so we're done.
1, 2, 3. They're gonna put me in the movies. They're gonna make a big star out of me. They'll make a film about a man that's sad and lonely. All I gotta do is act naturally.
All right.